tree. If there's woodpecker damage, especially that all of a sudden, bam, they're showing up, flecking off the trees. I think we had some pictures of that last time I was here. So those are things you got to kind of keep an eye on as you go forward.
It looks like from the northeast part of town, we don't have ash trees. North of the tracks, north and east of the tracks.
Yeah, that was pretty lightly, as far as community trees, it was pretty lightly populated up there. And you're right.
There are some, I've already had one citizen talk about ash tree removal, and it's in his backyard. So we don't worry about that.
Is it a fair assumption to, use percentage as far as the rest of the community, our own properties? In your experience, does it generally run same percentages or close? Yeah, to your percentages, can we expect?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, just visually as I walk around, I'm also looking at backyards and side yards,
right.
Whatever. Just, okay, is there something going on here that maybe I should note? And yeah, I think it's going to be very, very comparable.
Yeah.
You could probably.
Do you find that in other towns? Do you find that in other towns that you map that
pretty consistent
runs pretty close to the same percentages?
You're probably looking at, in private homes and yards, probably double the number of trees at least, possibly even more.
Yeah.
Which means a lot more ash trees to do.
Right.
Anybody else have questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
When you was here last time, you said that how this beetle got here. It was transplanted from saplings from out east. Is that correct?
Most likely, probably how it got started.
Well, if we planted one of these saplings on one side of town, how does the ash trees on this side of town get it? Because you said they might fall. They don't go very far from that tree.
Right. They might go only 2 or 3 miles, as far as when they're adults flying around. A lot of times, what's been interesting is what's happening down in southeast Iowa. I was just at a forest health tour over Waterloo just last week, and we were looking at the latest updated emerald ash borer location map. It's following, in southeast Iowa, it's following the railroad. The last 3 finds have been right along the railroad. And as
Hobos.
Right. Emerald ash borer hobos. Probably just fall, in springtime when they're out flying around, 1 or 2 or 3 fall onto the train, and off they go. Yeah, it's been pretty interesting that way. But it's still people moving firewood. I don't think it's quite as bad that way, at least I hope not. But I think people are still moving firewood, logs, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's going to be people moving.
Do you have any idea when you'll have the final complete report or anything for us? How much longer you need to?
I'd say another week or 2. Should be able to wrap it up.
Okay.
It's just a matter of keeping doing the numbers.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
We were at a Northeast Iowa community meeting here a couple of weeks ago. As part of your report, they mentioned that there are treatments for them. Now, it's very expensive for cities, but in your report or in your knowledge base, are you aware of certified, I think they called them arborvitae?
Certified arborists.
Arborist.
Yeah, people that, because once this starts, people really start to catch on. There's going to be a lot of fly-by-night groups that come in and want to treat trees. And is there a way for the community to provide a list of businesses or a way to deal with that so that the citizens could call City Hall and say, hey, I got a call from this outfit saying they'd come in and treat all my ash trees and they'll save them 100%.
Right. Right now, there's not many people doing it. I'm certified arborist as of this spring, and I'm a certified pesticide applicator. So we're going to gear up for this probably next spring. So when that need arises, we'll be ready. There are some other folks that are doing it. We're kind of at the point where we don't have any references of the guys that are doing it already. So it's a tough call. However, they should be a certified arborist, and they have to be a certified commercial pesticide applicator. That's required. And if you have a licensing law or rule, whatever, I would make everybody register here in town if they want to do business, quite honestly, license or whatever. hopefully they have some references, but when people are just starting out doing this, it's hard to tell. The fly-by-night people, they're already showing up in Howard County. So, yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm surprised it hasn't already with Ashmore right next door to you, basically, in Waterloo. But I would
Do you,
definitely,
do you know who they are?
well, they're local Howard County guys that are kind of using fear of this thing to do it. I really shouldn't.
Well, I know, but if we need to alert scam
Right.
issues that come up.
It's a people knocking on doors that are an issue, I think, gonna be an issue, even more so. And what ISU recommends, and I recommend too, is taking their name and number, thanking them for stopping by with their estimate, whatever it might be, and then have that citizen call, City Hall, or, have someone, a reference for them to check it out, make sure they're cool. Because, yeah, I heard one story up in Howard County where a guy came in from Minnesota, got down a lady's tree that had to come down a maple or something like that, and he told her, "Your ash tree's infected with ash borer, I'll take that down for another $500. I'm guessing on the dollar amount. So, of course, she let him do it.
When you were here last time, we talked about it, and I asked the question of, are we just delaying the inevitable? And you said yes.
Right.
I mean, in other communities, do you see a lot of treatment going on to try and save them? Or is it more a tree management thing where you're identifying and then, making it more easy for us to have a program to cut them down periodically and then replant with other trees?
Yeah, this is definitely a management tool, especially for the ash borer
Right.
situation. It'll help you plan out that process. Because unless somebody donates you a couple million, you're not gonna try and save 600 trees.
Right, okay.
But what we hope to accomplish is, because the good condition trees, which are not on that critical concern list, we can even put that map together for you. The good healthy trees. And then someone here in town can decide, okay, that's a good one to save, that's a good one to save. It might be a location issue. Okay, we got, like the Veterans Park. It'd be a shame to lose that beautiful road right along.
Did you tag these so that we know which ones they are?
I talked with our GIS specialist, and she said that can be done, but you need a GIS person here, or she mentioned the county fella could do that.
Okay, how about spray painted with an X?
Well-
Something so, I can go down into Veterans Park and I'm gonna look around and go, okay, now which one, where is that map showing that, where that tree
Right,
is?
yeah, it's gonna-
They may all look very healthy at this point.
Sure.
To your eye, they're not, but,
Right, so you're asking about the critical concern trees.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, most of these are gonna be pretty obvious. There's a lot of dieback, especially the old maples, the sugar maples that have been here for 40, 50, 60 years, whatever. They're in tough shape, some of them. I debated doing that, but that's really maybe not a good thing on going around painting trees and everybody's going, what's going on?
Truth.
But, yeah, that's, you don't have a forester though. You've got a park and recs people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Maybe something.
I think
like
Bob's quite familiar with the tree world, but I'm not gonna swear to with how much of an authority he is.
When we focus on or put together a better map for you with the critical concern trees, we can break it down to the removable trees, or
Okay.
trees to be removed. So it's gonna be a lot more obvious, whether I'm down here or someone else is looking for it. Oh yeah, that one. Cause it'll describe, a red maple, 18 inches diameter, splitting, something like that. There'll be more of an easier way to idea.
If you want, we can print a large map. We
Yeah.
have a plotter printer. If you want sections of town.
Well, we certainly don't wanna go in and pull out the wrong tree, right, as necessary, and somebody come along and then come home that evening and go, where's my tree?
Yeah. Which brings up a good point. Community education is going to be huge in this process. I had a lot of folks talk to me, they'll come out of the house or they're working in the backyard, they come over to visit and say, hey, what's going on, what are you doing? So people are aware, but not everybody.
Right.
So the more of that kind of outreach you can do, the better, moving forward, because that's important. You need to have the townsfolk on your side.
Now, one thing I think too, we need to be sure we probably add a budgetary item for this. I know at that meeting they talked about I don't know, it seemed to me in my mind, they were saying it's like $500, $500 to take a good-sized tree
Per
down.
tree, yeah.
That could be even more if you're in